What up, though? What up? What y'all doing, man? Y'all out here trading right now, or what? So, update, whatever. It's raining again today. It's been raining forever where I'm at right now. To the point where we had like flood watches and whatever. So anyway, we're currently, hanging out in the Wild Wild West. Got the chart on a pole right now. What the hell? Yeah, anyway. So we're looking at the chart, and just so you can see, yeah, let me put it closer because you can't, like, yeah, yeah. So, long story short, we're trying to figure out if, like, we're still sell side or if we are looking to come up and, like, balance any of these highs in here. And this is what I was saying earlier, and we took the trade, so I could tell you now, but we already snapped this simple move here. This was obviously like a, yeah, I'll bring it right in front of me. This is obviously like a um high of the day yesterday, right? This little high here. Okay. So my point is, and bringing this closer to me, and I can make this like I can make it as big as this other window, but I want to make it smaller like that because I like the intimacy of smaller window in my face. All right. So here we go. So like basically my whole point, right? When I'm looking at these highs up here, I'm looking at all this stuff, and I know you can see the cursor now. Like, I'm not expecting none of this stuff to get up there. You know what I mean? So like I talk a lot about turtle soup. I talk a lot about how to expect the turtle soup and when to not expect turtle soup. So like this is one of those times I'm not expecting it to take the high before we come down and take my um first leg liquidities. All right. Now, the reason why I'm slick with it, right? I had to get really good at using this to like make videos and whatever and whatnot, right? And I'm currently interested in like how the perspective of right now we're looking at an 81, right? And we have this shared low down here. Um, you guys can keep it like right now, kind of on like a, because we already had the first leg, right? A buy above, sell below as you go into like the rest of the day. But my whole point to what I'm telling you right now is I'm not expecting these highs to get taken when you get like just stepping into New York's kill zone. All right. So whether I'm defining it as 7 o'clock or whether you define it as 8 o'clock or 8:30, I don't really care. They're all correct. Whatever you want to do, they're all correct. I don't care. I care more about you understanding optimal trade entry. And I have a reason for why I started at 7. And so this is not what? Optimal trade entry? Huh? Huh? Protraction phase, displacement, 2022 style, right? Yeah. Yeah. Go back and watch some ICT if you don't understand what I'm talking about. Now here we go. I like that right there. I like that right there. I like that. Now we already done took this move down. We took partials underneath that, right? So if you closed everything fully, this would be annoying to you because you have to find a brand new entry, right? And like I said, if you're not expecting the highs, all this little stuff in retracement is whatever, bro. Our entries aren't right here. No. You got to get in right when you see that displacement at the top. They took this high. You see what I'm saying? Here, I'll highlight it. They took this one here. And so, bro, you got to understand the narrative so you don't have to stress out about what you're doing or not doing. I'm over here watching a movie. I have just put on Forgetting Sarah Marshall just so I could like, I haven't seen that movie in a very long time, and I wanted to get back on a comedy wave a little bit. But my whole thing is, I've been watching too many thriller movies and shit like that. So I needed something a little lighter. But my whole point is, like, if you're looking at the narrative, we understand we not coming here. So what am I doing? I'm just tell me when to go. It's giving me short-term liquidity here, short-term liquidity here, displacement. They could respect this fair value gap in order block, or they could take it out. I don't give a fuck. It don't matter. Why don't it matter? Because you're not getting this one. And we're not bullish, because I know we're not getting here. Hence my point. So when you get to certain narratives like this, right? And we understand the dealing range. We get that. So here, I'm glazing this one part. So I want a 15-minute. Let's go down to a 5. All right. And here, let me turn off these silly numbers and whatever. All right. So just to get your attention on our point of interest, right? So this is what I'm talking about with this 7 o'clock. We have our protraction phase, okay? When I say protraction phase, right, that means the making of a wick, essentially. Like it's going the wrong way to slingshot the downward. You got to get into that. I understand where these candles might seem aggressive enough for you to even like try to go over this dealing range. You think it's actually bullish and it might stick on here a few candles, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And you think this is actually for you to get in on buys. You are painfully mistaken. And you see what they do to you. You got to learn how to wait, bro. This right here is 8:30. Yeah. And they still take you the fuck out just because you want to be too fast about it. Yeah. Anyway, let's get you hip to what we're doing. So again, I'm trying to get you more into, using your levels, right? Motherfucker. There we go. So sometimes I'll be like triple clicking it all fast because I'm all hype, right? There we go. But this is what I'm saying. We're at a massive share price right now. So there is like, when we talk about the first leg distribution, what I'm describing to you right now, optimal trade entry, New York style. All right. Like there is another, like it's not done. Like, and I'll say it this way. I'm not saying you can't reopen these highs for PM if you really so desire. I don't think it still wants that, but it could, but I'll reopen it on PM. But for this New York AM, right? There's 40 minutes left in this AM session. Do you think we're going to go back up there and take that? And again, I'm not going to lie to you. It's like we're not done this dealing range. Like I understand that. That's what I'm trying to get your attention about. If you look closely, all right? This feels like how I used to be like in school on the smart board. And like, look, see. So now you might want to, you know, check out the 1 minute. All right, there's some sell side liquidities we should have just took. Hold on. And that's what I was saying about even the sell side in general. If you're looking down here, okay, I want you to see how like a lot of this has like these lows here, right? And I guarantee you that like the way they're sticking out. And here I'll zoom in on you. All right, I'll be whipping this motherfucker for real, right? So basically, what I'm saying is these highs or these lows here. Sorry, these lows here. All right. Do you see how they're kind of like formatted in a more like short-term liquidity? Um, why are you kind of sticking out down here sort of way, right? You can tell that they're baiting you in some more, um, getting you nervous about buying up, right? But it looks like it's going to fall off a fucking building, right? And this is the thing. You don't have to actually sell it off fast. You can wait till they start to, break lows and things like that. All right. So I don't want you to get to a point where you're like, um, actually worried about this, right? So you see this? Okay. Expanding down, expanding down. All right. Let's say you try an entry. All right. So my thing is, I want you to focus on these lows. All right. Focus on these lows. All right. And it's funny. We could open up another window over here, make it bigger if we really wanted to. Um, but here, I like the fact that here we can move this over here in the Discord, right? We be in the Discord. Um, Discord is fun, man. Group chat be hanging out. Yeah, our meme game, our GIF game is hilarious. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, I'm teaching them about what I call the Bruce Willis, right? And so that's the thing, bro. Like if you're in mentorship, you get to learn like how we do funny shit. And our again, GIF game is strong right there. You know what I'm saying? But I love all these people, man. They do really well. But another thing I wanted to pop on here and say, just to give you like a little, not really to care about the chart all the way. I'm actually more into, I had to talk to you slightly real quick, right? I wanted to slightly offer you some words of encouragement, man. And like I did the same thing with my Discord yesterday. Like it was kind of like a little, um, and we're watching these these lows and shit. Like I said, Um, but I did that with my Discord basically where I understand that you guys are new to this style of learning or style of trading. Like when we talk about algorithmic price delivery in general. So like, is it one or two losses that make you upset? Is it like the lack of consistency that makes you upset? Or is it do you feel like your ideas aren't playing out the way you want them to? Or like you guys got to get to that deep root of like what's really bothering you about your experience. I don't want you to get to a point to where trading starts to feel like you're coming to a prison cell every day. That's not why we're here. I want you to get to a point where you're like, yo, like trading is actually fucking fun. And it's supposed to be. That's why I smoke so much weed and joke around all day because there's nothing else to do. Training's supposed to be a personal, actual fun experience. Fuck anybody's telling you this is supposed to be boring. I don't give a fuck about nobody's perspective that, you should be doing this or that or the concept you use is supposed to be all difficult. Like, no. I want you to have this shit on easy mode. I want you to actually have like things in place to where it takes less thinking. That's why I'm here. You guys got to understand, it took me 10 years to be able to do this the way I want to. Do you feel what I'm saying? I'm giving you like years of experience in like 40 to 40, 50 minutes at a time. You can't judge your experience versus somebody else's learning experience either. You guys are all different in terms of personality. So the same way that Mel learns is way different than how Brian learns. The same way that Nigel learns is way different than how I learned. So, like, even though we all have the same base information and we have certain things that we get comfortable with on the screen, there are more than one way to answer a question about the marketplace. And that question to you might be, what is the bias? It might be, what is the next target? Why are we going up before down? And things like that. You're trying to get to a point where, like, you're not giving a fuck about every damn thing in the marketplace because it doesn't concern you. Even if you don't trade like in Asia or you don't trade like a London and you only trade New York, you still want to learn how that part of the algo plays out. A lot of people think, oh, you know what? My little slice of heaven, I'm learning how to trade New York. I'm good. I guarantee you that's not going to help. And even the same thing when we talk about gold back levels, because I talk about this a lot. Just because we got these funny lines on the fucking screen, or it's not going to make you that much more of an amazing trader until you get market structure down. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you didn't feel like core ICT was easy before, these funny lines not going to all the way do it. They will help you. You will be more towards the right direction. But you cannot sit there and say, you know what, yo, like I'm buying this or I'm selling this. My dealing range this, my dealing range that. But you can't tell me about time nor price. That's criminal. And it's not because I'm explaining it to you. You'll see it in your own experience on your chart how hard your trading still is. And that's the thing. You could be looking at candles going up 5, 6 in a row. You could be looking at down candles going, 19, 20 in a row, and you still think you know what the algo is really up to. You might not. I want you to get to a point where you're not hard on yourself. You need to get to a point where trading is not like a prison cell. You need to be able to enjoy your experience. But you need to be able to also stay aware. So, like, you might have 2 ideas. You might have 2 questions about the bias. You might have things above and below you that might seem like they both are logical. Pick one. Just pick one. Try it. Run it. But you need to try and run it in a way that's not risky to your account every time you try something. There's no way that every time you're just slightly wrong about 2 candles, that it should be detrimental to your entire account. You get what I'm saying. And also another thing about risk. When you really get into algorithmic price delivery, the way you view risk is different. And like I said, bro, the way I view money, I never grew up with money, man. I never had a lot to even work with when I started. Therefore, my stop losses had to be smaller by default. I don't have the luxury to have that big of a stop loss, right? I don't feel like you should look at the marketplace like that either. I don't want you to think that you're really comfortable with looking at like a 1 to 2, a 1 to 3. You need to get in the marketplace and snap, bro. If there's something in the marketplace like right now, if you plan for, let's say, these lows only to these highs and that was your only trade, no. That's not far. It's not doing anything. Stop planning for 1 to 2s. It's not worth your time. Real price delivery. You need to be prying out 1 to 5s, 1 to 4s minimum. You feel what I'm saying? But my last little thing of advice, right? Before my little metaquest dies, I gotta charge it. Gotta charge it. Now listen, I want you to get to a point. Be easy on yourself. You're learning. You haven't even made it through a whole market cycle or a whole uh year's worth of price action yet. Give it some time. All this stuff is very difficult also in manipulation. It's like the hardest 6 months of the year are the first 6 months of the year. Once we get to that Q3, I'm telling you, bro, just relax. All the stuff that you want to see in terms of like being able to hold longer and not being so scalpy all the time, you'll be there. Give it some time. Don't think that this shit is supposed to be easy right now. It's not supposed to be. It's not just you, okay? Don't sit there and think that this is just you fucking shit up, all right? So I understand this can be very discouraging if you're new. We've been staring at the same shit for a while. But basically what I'm saying is if you're just coming on and understanding like how to run the anatomy of a day versus like the anatomy of an entire week. This stuff is very, very, very difficult until you really get into a weekly profile. There's so much to learn. You'll be here for a while. Accept it. Accept it. Embrace it. We're only getting older, man. You can't give up on yourself because ain't nobody else giving up on you. And it's only you versus you. Who gives a fuck about anybody else? All right? And don't even give a fuck about me. Don't let me tell you wrong. You got something that works differently than what we do, If you're a support resistance trader watching this and you say, yo, fuck you, my shit work. Hallelujah. Do you, bro. That's fine. Do what works for you. But understand, there is an algorithm, and that motherfucker will never stop. So, I'll see you guys in the next video.